computer.
Postura.
Hello, hello, good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome, welcome. We'll start very soon. Please relax, enjoy, get some notebook ready if you have notes or if you have already some questions. We are excited to see how many people will show up this time. We had a pretty good interest, but let's see how many people have time on this beautiful Monday evening, the 13th of April, 2026. In the meantime, feel free to say hello in the chat, where you're calling in from, if it's in Denmark or outside of Denmark. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll give some more. Hello, good day. Hey, good day.
Hello, hello.
Amanda, South African living in Malta. Oh, Malta, that's awesome. Send us some pictures of the good weather. We can always use the good weather, unless it's raining.
I missed the pastizzi. Just so you know, this session is going to be recorded, and this session is a bit different than the first two we've already had because we haven't got any slides and topics specifically. My name is Mariola, and we are, hey, Bobo! Bobo.
Bobo!
Is that north or south? Like,
Bobo, that's food.
yeah, from once. I remember. It's towards Yulan. I know that.
Thank you for the direction towards you. We would highly appreciate if you got the chance to turn on your camera so we can see that we're speaking to humans and it's not your AI assistant that is attending the session. That would be highly. Hey, there he is. Good to see you. Good evening. Hey, Eva, look. Yeah, there he is. So that makes it so much more engaging. Marina from Bulgaria, Olborg. Hey, Daniel, the regular. Welcome back. Welcome back. Awesome. Amanda, can we see you today? Can you share some of the beauties of Malta with us? Marina, there you are. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. So, a few words of introduction. If anyone else is going to join, we'll of course let them in. My name is Mariola. I'm the founder of First Friend in Denmark. I'm originally from Poland, living here for 20 plus years already. And speaking, of course, fluent Danish, I'm the founder of First Friend in Denmark. I've started my business 2021, helping internationals settle in and feel like they find their way and navigate their life in Denmark. I have walked the journey myself as an international, relocating here in 2003, 2005, before the Google Maps and Facebook times, and going through the journey. And I would love to be supporting you with the experience that I have. As we go along in the session, of course, I'll be sharing more details about myself if it makes sense for you. But with me, I have the awesome gentleman in his cool glasses.
So, hello, everyone. My name is Amel. I'm the founder of Easy Denmark. I started the company about a year ago, actually 15 days from a year. But yeah, so Easy Denmark goes out on helping and guiding internationals from before actually arriving in Denmark until they're fully settled. So we help workers, students, people looking for jobs, people wanting to come to Denmark, helping them clear out things and expectations so they know what to expect and how to do it, what they need to bring. And I've been helping on and off international since I started university, what was it, 6 years ago, 7 years ago? And so I just wanted to start a company after all those 6 years to help even more people. So that's more or less the introduction from me, and I can't wait to share more details towards the session.
Exactly. And I recognize Daniel from the last two events we already had for the new participants. Welcome to the community. Good to see you, Daniel. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
I
It's
expect you to have a lot of questions for us today.
Oh, and the
oh
microphone works this time.
yes.
Brilliant. So for the other participants, just so you know, we already hosted two other events for internationals. One was about networking the Danish way, and the second one was mindset for success, where we were discussing different topics focused on exact these issues. And the last half an hour of the webinar was a Q&A session where we basically answered participants' questions. And today we decided to flip it around and start basically the clinic. Amel and I, we decided to be the mentors who open up to the participants and make it a pure Q&A session where you are in the center and we cover any topic and any question that you may have. So the talks and theory that will continue will start based on your question today. So we flip it around, we start with your question, and maybe we do some teaching and explanation going around it more into depth of the theoretical part. So let's see how that goes. And what usually happens is that the first and most brave participant is the one that is most difficult to get. Unless you have already prepared some questions in advance, feel free to raise your hand with the reaction. We'll ping you to the screen, and the others will listen into the communication. And when the topic is complete, someone else can come forward, and you will see that you are actually getting specific answers to your specific questions. Of course, no CPR numbers should be shared in this session. Right. So I see we have another participant coming in. Welcome, welcome. And probably that's how the session will continue going. So if anyone is already burning on their seat and has their first question ready, put your hand up and let's make it happen. Let's open the clinic. Three, two, one. No questions. I know you have. That's why you joined the session. You want me to pick on you? No. Yes. Okay. Mariana, Marina, are you ready?
Hello.
Hello.
I I'm actually very new because I just graduated university, so I came to listen to other people questions to have an idea of what I need to know and prepare myself for.
Beautiful. Where are you studying? So you're studying in Aalborg?
No, I graduated my master's in Bulgaria and I moved 7 months ago. So I study Danish currently, but I'm also looking for a job and I find it hard to find the path on how to find job in my field because it's very specific.
What is your field?
It is interior and product design.
And is there a specific reason why Aalborg is your choice?
Yes, my boyfriend.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
then in our daily talk, you came to Denmark because of love and your accompanying partner. So
Yeah.
if you are in doubt how to introduce yourself for other events and workshops, this is the very common term to say, I am accompanying partner. My boyfriend husband lives in Aalborg and I moved recently. So don't be afraid to share that. And we always have we've always had like the four main reasons why people come to Denmark. I say one is because of work, which means that someone gets a job here. Second one is because of studies. So someone decides to apply to a Danish university and is admitted and spends 3 or 5 years at a Danish university. The third reason is love. People come because someone else got a job or got a study or something in Denmark and they follow as a family unit. And the last, less exciting, is called people came because of war. So we have also refugees who relocate and are forced to move to another country than their home. And these are like the four categories I usually talk about. So you are an accompanying partner and within interior and product design. So for everyone else, this is actually the specialty of mine because I work as a consultant. I had a background with working in a Danish job center actually, and over the many years, guiding and career support for internationals was the bread and butter of what I've been doing. So you landed in the right hands without me bragging too much, of course. Let's see if I can help, right? So what is most often the biggest challenge for an international who relocated with because of family is like, how do my skills fit into the labor market that exists? And it's very, very seldom we have 100% match from what you've done at home to exactly what the labor market is requiring in that local specific area as well. So you're not alone. Welcome. It's very normal to struggle because you need to understand how the market, what is the requirement from the market, what kind of skills they look for, and even if they look for your skills, the second level is, do I have to speak Danish to do the job? Because that's usually a second, just as challenging question. Oh, I do have the skills, I can do what everyone else is doing, but I can do it in English and Bulgarian, and they want me to do it in Danish. And that is usually a pretty big gap. So is that what you have experienced?
Yeah, it's also hard for me to find position that I can apply at in my area in Aalborg. I found positions at IKEA that I did apply, but I believe that they want Danish speakers in IKEA because it's needing to help in the kitchen sector for people. So didn't had much luck there, and I don't have much of experience. I have only internship in CGI and 3D art. So it's hard for me to say how much experience I have, and it's hard to understand what exactly I can do after my education. So I'm in this point, I have something I'm proud of, but I'm also really lost on what exactly I can do with this education that I have.
That is a very exciting moment for everyone that is newly graduated, because how do we translate the theoretical knowledge we have from the from the education into the needs of the current labor market. And you're just giving it another level because you're adding the language and cultural and country change on top of that. So that would probably require a bit longer time to consider both what's available in the labor market, but also to go into your personal skills and preferences and your needs and what you like to work with, because that's another level. So I usually spend like an hour at least on a discovery session when I do one-on-one with a person. We would go in and, for example, talk about personality style and also what are your preferences as a human when you work. It's a whole, right now, once we decide to study something, it's one step, but then what do we do with the study? How does that translate? It's another very important stage that you're in, and I believe that this can be inspirational. I hope this session will be inspirational to you. So maybe at the end of the Q&A, we can come back and hear if you have some new ideas and you got inspired by the other person's questions and answers. Okay.
I would like to add something, just ask a question. Have you thought about creating something yourself? Like working on a project, maybe showing it to people, maybe working a few hours every day on that and see where your expertise lies.
Yeah, I did, because sadly the softwares, I don't have access to them anymore because they were connected with university. And I decided that I want to be more into graphic design. So I am learning Affinity currently, and
Yeah.
I'm working on posting it on LinkedIn and creating something around that.
Yeah, that's good, because I feel that that will be a good way to get out of that constant loop of looking for a job and trying and trying and trying, with hoping that you'll get recognized. But with this, you might be, you can get recognized by something you have done. So it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's about the first step that you take.
Exactly. That's always, because you have to take the first step. Many don't. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was the hardest part. So
Yeah. Like, I know from experience that the more you sit there and calculate, the less you actually do it. So sometimes it's just better to go out there and just try, and then take the feedback from that.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, of course. And I would say, if we were in person, I would give you a hand, and I would ask everyone else to give you a round of applause, because you were the brave one to go first, and no one should underestimate the challenge that is hey, there you go. Well done, guys. To underestimate the challenge of starting and trying something new, but it feels like you're in the flow. You move to another country, it's like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's another new thing I need to try. Great job, Mariana.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Now the ice is broken. Who wants to go second?
I think there was a question.
I think Eva is ready.
Yeah.
I can see it on Eva.
I think there was a question from Amanda as well in the chat, but yeah. She said, "This is my first session. I've never really considered Denmark until I saw Amel's post on LinkedIn. Would Denmark be an option for older candidates?" Well, that
What do you
depends.
mean by what do you mean by older candidates, Amanda?
Hi. Oh, there we go. I'm 50 and my husband's in his late 40s. He's more qualified than I am, and I'm just curious because currently I work remote and I have such a broad background that I don't even know what I should focus on. And I've done operations, I've done technical support, I've had my own small business. I like to stay busy, so I can't imagine not working, but I do want something that's stimulating and hands-on kind of thing. So what are there options for the older people like me?
100%. I
Well,
would say, based on your background, yes. If you if you have expertise. It's not that you don't have. You just need to focus on what you want and what's actually available in Denmark.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
so in my don't hide yet. Don't hide just yet. So understanding that Denmark has a lot to offer, and you as a person with a lot of experience would have a lot to offer. But the most important is to see what is on the labor market and where could you make a difference, because you would need to apply for roles that fit your professional work experience. And once we choose the job search going the ordinary way, in my opinion, the ordinary way is looking for and applying for roles that are already posted on LinkedIn. This is the ordinary way. I call it the red ocean strategy in the job search as well. Then you are up against other candidates. Then your skills and your CV and whatever materials that you're presenting has to match all the other candidates. Then you are in the race for the same job. And I think without being, taking too much of your time and energy is to look at some of the job opportunities and see, I can apply. Let's see this. I could, like, if you have a feeling, I can do this job. That wouldn't be difficult. Let me send an application and see if there is response. Because if there is response, this will be the best answer to your question if they hire people in your age group. Because if there is response and if there is need for your skills, and if the company considers you as a very good and qualified candidate because of the value you can bring, well, then the rest is just like, now we have Amel, you have me, to take care of all the other practicalities. But the first step for you would be to land a job. But to land a job, there has to be proven value from the company that you can support them. And being South African, we're talking about the visa as well. We're talking about work and residence permits, because I know being in Malta doesn't change the fact that you still have a South African passport. So that's another step that needs to be taken into consideration, and give it a go. You miss 100% of the chances you're not taking.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it okay if I
Eva!
ask the question? Yeah, thank you. So my question is quite related to the previous topics. So my question is, so I was originally born in Hungary, moved to Canada, lived there over 10 years, and now I'm in Denmark trying to build my own home. Anyway, so adaptability was one of the main thing that I focused on. What it meant is, so I have experience from different sectors, different industries, but in Denmark I kind of see that the best, if you have a passion for one specific industry, one specific like field. But my background is actually from different industries. So when I'm like, let's say I would like to translate it to my motivational letter, it's a bit difficult to put why that specific industry I'm kind of feel passionate about, because it's not really the industry that I feel passionate. It's more like the job focus, right? Or the creativity part.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So what's the question?
So my question is, what do you think about specific industry, like knowledge? Like, is it necessary for the position when you're applying, or more important if you have the experience in the position that you're applying for? Like cultural fit wise, it's important to have the industry knowledge, right? Because you understand better the competitors and other things, right? But I but I don't have that most of the time when I'm applying for a job.
I see. So I think what I would focus on to start with, and here's the teaching for everyone else, guys. You have the roles where you are the generalist or the specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So having the division, and when you observe a job description, this will be the first division you're going to make. Are they looking for a generalist or are they looking for a specialist? So for you, because you have experience from many industries, that makes you more of a generalist
Yes.
profile. But
Yes.
doesn't there must be similarities
Mm-hmm.
across the industries that you have delivered
Yes.
that I would focus on, and I would bring that as your superpower. So having the similarities, that requires you to think about, instead of the industry, think about the function.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of function were you fulfilling in these jobs? Because if you discover that the function that you've been fulfilling is actually more or less the same,
Mm-hmm.
because it
I
usually
agree.
is, it usually is like this, then you can say that this is my specialty, and then I have that kind of specialty within being general, because I can adapt. That's where you talk about the adaptability to the
Yeah.
industry, but the function is the same. And when you think about generally how businesses are run, every organization needs someone to sell, someone to take care of a client, someone to do the back end, and someone to do all the other admin kind of roles. So whatever industry you're in, if it's military or if it's, let's say, medical, they will have the same functions in all the industries. So focusing on, okay, it's the function that becomes your strength, and then look at the function rather than the industry.
Yeah.
Sometimes the job. Oh, sorry, Amel. Go
No,
ahead.
it's fine. Just finish. I can wait.
Just only one thing. So sometimes the job description specifically said that we require or we're hoping for some knowledge from that industry.
Then, yeah, I was gonna say that. Then, if you see some posts or posts about that where they focus on the industry and you don't have industry knowledge, then they're not gonna pick you
Okay, I see.
usually. Because if they focus on experience and that and not on industry, then they're usually looking for someone who can fill out the function and operate inside the company.
Mm-hmm.
And if they focus on the industry, they want someone who can function inside the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, for example, if you're going to a third interview and you don't have any experience in the industry and they have somebody who has experience in the industry, they'll pick them. That's how it is because they
I
have
see.
inside knowledge. And
I see.
that's a lot what they go on.
And that is
Okay.
purely because it's
Thank
faster
you.
for them. Having industry knowledge makes you, from the perspective of how fast are you able to do the job, they will pick someone that has the fastest experience, like the run in, the onboarding time. So what I would say is, if you look at the industries and you have absolutely zero knowledge, then don't waste your time. Go for the industries you have experience and go through the circles that are related to these industries. I would rather take some time and focus on that, and maybe sharpen your skills within the functions that you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you. Does anyone has any questions for me? I have one more.
Sure.
Oh, go ahead. Now it's your time. It's your time,
Okay.
beautiful. You can shine, and then everyone. Well,
So,
we have plenty of time. We can
thank
take
you.
all your questions.
So my other question would be, if I'm currently working, but it's not related to the position I'm hoping for, would you consider somehow adding it to your resume, to your CV, or if it's totally not related, then maybe just leave it out?
I would
I
leave
would
it
say,
out.
yeah, I would leave it out as well because if it doesn't have any relevance,
Okay.
then it's no worth.
Everyone has to
Awesome.
pay their bills.
Exactly. And just
And we've been
one
there.
more question. So the last one is, would you like? I'm considering joining a union, but as I mentioned, I have. I'm currently working in a position that's not related to the field I'd like to get into. So would you pick the union based on where you're heading towards or what you're doing right now?
The union is usually for what you're doing right now.
Okay.
And
But what do you need the union
yeah,
for?
but
You need more
depends.
the
Do you
accounting.
mean
What I mean is like, let's give you an example. Okay. So let's say I'm working, I don't know, um, I'm working as a cleaner and I'd love to get into like project management. Okay. So the cleaning unions cannot get have like they can't really help me landing a project management position, right? But with a union for project management, they can provide me the support and the help and the advices. This is what I meant.
Go ahead, Amel.
but yeah, if you're working as a like something in cleaning and that, then I would say if you want, then you can look in the future because you can prepare yourself, as you say. And they have great tools, I would mean. I
Okay.
used to do that when I was studying, for example, as an engineer, I was preparing, and then I could get a lot of help in terms of my CVs and where to
Mhm.
look and how to look. And then also when I got a job, I had EDA because I was an engineer, and they helped me a lot with my contract, my everything that I needed to go through like legally.
Yeah.
So it helped me a lot. I would recommend it.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
what you're actually saying is that you recommend to go for the project manager union because for them you have to still pay membership, and wherever the
Yeah.
money is coming from they don't ask.
No,
Okay.
And there
Thank
is
you.
also a difference between a union and unemployment insurance fund.
Yes. Yes. The ECASA. I know. Yeah.
You know the difference, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Daniel, time for you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Eva, I saw myself in your words, and yes, it's amazing. I have the same question. Sometimes you are overqualified, sometimes you are not so qualified. Sometimes, even if you are in front, you will know how it say Yantelo, and sometimes you need to break an invisible wall. And this is my question. So for both of you, if you can help me to understand how to be prepared and not overqualified, and how to break the Yantelo and invisible wall, if you know what I mean.
I know, I know. Well,
Then
if
you
you're
start.
if you're looking at a role and you see, okay, I'm overqualified, then what I actually did to get my job was, for example, to get a job, for example, I used to write what they need and not what I have done. Just write what you have done in terms of the requirements and show that you can do it. You don't have to go in bragging and actually limiting yourself when you have to be overqualified. And in terms of Yandelo, it's very short and simple. If you break it, you can't recover from it. That's a joke, inside joke we have. If you break it, it's visible and people are gonna judge. That's what I've experienced. So with the Yandelo, it's like it's a gray area because it depends on the person as well. So the best thing about the job requirement is just go with what they bring, with what they show, and then you can see, okay, have I done enough to actually show that I can do it, or have I done less than if you're under what's it called? Underqualified, then I wouldn't necessarily apply for that role, because then you're out in deep waters and you can't catch yourself if they ask about some things you have allegedly done or not done, if you go that way. So that was me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now wait. So when you say janteloon, it is usually because you probably put too much information on your CV.
Mm, oh, I really don't know how to interpret this, because sometimes they told I have this experience, and this just my is something strange. I pass the first round, and then somehow during the interview, somebody told me you don't need to show us that you are smart, and I feel nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then at the end of discussion, they told me I'm overqualified. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's it. I'm overqualified. That's me. That's my problem. How can I fix it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I get you. And so what happens is we are having two mindsets in towards how you present yourself towards them. If you present it from the professional perspective, saying, I've done this, and then everyone is like, whoa, this guy is amazing. And then the next thing is, especially if they feel they cannot match you, then you become a threat. Threat to them, threat to their position. That in that way you will never land a job. So there is a way of there is this less is more, this Danish minimalism that I've noticed when I work and when I started networking with the leaders, CEOs. I joined recently a local professional network. Those that have most impressive CVs, they never say what they do. The higher you are in Danish hierarchy, the less signature you put on your email. So when you are at the top, you basically add your name, because there is exactly the opposite of, there is exactly the understanding of janteloon. Even though you have higher position than them, do not brag about it. So everyone knows, it's unwritten, unspoken, that that person, that female or that male, is the leader, is the boss. Everyone else knows, but they underplay it. Underspille is the Danish phrase, which literally means that they don't need to brag because they know and everyone else knows. So coming from the perspective of an underdog with a level of self-confidence that you have, that's a very difficult dance to have when you are in a job interview. Because when does it tip that you're overqualified? And in a way that you still create a feeling of, oh, we need this guy, he can help us, he can fix stuff, so we don't have to, so we can chill. And that's a different attitude than coming and saying, I've done jobs that were 10 times harder than this that you're offering me, but yes, I can do it anyway. You see? And I believe, because having seen you a number of times, you come with a level of experience that shows that you've been there, done that, and got your t-shirt. And that makes it, now back like to Amanda and her question, like how do you navigate the fact that you come with a lot of experience that has value, and you're competing against people that are probably less educated or less qualified than you, but they are still those that are hiring you, and coming as an international, where their janteloon brain turns on. So I call it a very difficult dance. I call it a balance of coming in, and the answer to that, I would say, I can help you fix it. give me a problem, but from a perspective, I've done it all, it will never work. From the perspective of an underdog, saying, I'm so curious, how do you do it? Because you're here to learn, you know? And knowing your value, but at the same time being able to talk their language so they know you're qualified, but not over talk. And I am back to, again, one of the things I do is I literally run job interview with people before they go to a job interview, because I'm going to I do one-on-ones when I test it on the persons, and then I stop them and say, no, you just said too much, this is not how it's going to work, because they will hit you on this and on this. So that is difficult balance. And being an international, you don't get that many chances to try it, because if you got that far, that you got to a job interview, you just don't want to miss that opportunity, and you want to deliver it on the best possible way, right? So
Exactly.
I hope it makes sense to you. What's your
Yes.
takeaway from the things I'm sharing?
Yes, it is a very interesting point of view, because the first time when I hit this invisible wall was in an interview with an NGO. I would like to help them, and I would like to involve in their activities. And when somebody from them told me that you are so overqualified and you will be hmm,
Bored.
bored in 2 weeks, I say, yes, but I want to try and I want to help you. Yeah, we need to think. And after a week, the answer was no, thank you. So I was shocked. I must admit, I was shocked. I
Yeah.
couldn't understand the reason,
Yeah.
because it was something that I would like to do as a volunteer, not paid.
Yeah. And that is probably, I'm guessing, I don't know you, Daniel, it could be the attitude that they read or misinterpreted from you.
Maybe.
Most probably misinterpreted. And that is so difficult to like, how do, as you are in this situation, how do you sell yourself, saying that this makes sense for me, but then you need to bring all the reasons why this makes sense for you. Yes, I am overqualified, but at the same time, what I will get value out of doing this with you is practice my Danish, expand my network with it. These would be like the classical things that you can say. Practice my Danish vocabulary on the topic. I can do that with you. I can expand my Danish understanding of how you do this specific stuff in Denmark. I can get to know you people, and I understand how you work, and I think you're amazing. The mission is something I'm called for helping on. There are so many other things, and if you don't really bring that in, that they feel, okay, we're getting someone that has so much value, and we don't have enough value to give the other way. That can be one of the reasons on that scale that is imbalanced. Does it make sense?
That's correct. Yeah, make a lot of sense, because until now I was involved in many international projects, but most of the time, I must admit, was with Central and Southern Europe, and here I am for the first time with the Nordics, and they are totally different. Totally,
Yes.
120%.
And
And I
sometimes
really
they need to be reminded that in a situation when there is a lot of competence and skill, that they also have value for you, and they can feel overwhelmed with your profile, because you're such a strong profile, that they forget the value they bring into the table, and it's on your side. I would say that would be the kind of advice and specific sentences and verbiage I would use to um, to be specifically ready to say, oh yeah, I understand what you're saying, but do you notice I'm getting this and this and this and this and this and the blah 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 blah. from you, right?
There are also some companies that also think, oh, he may be overqualified because our team can't handle him, maybe because they're underqualified in that sense. So the mismatch becomes when if Daniel comes in, then the balance isn't equaling out. When he comes in and brings up, maybe he scares the other workers because he has so many qualifications and he knows how to do things, and maybe they feel they don't in the same sense. So they always feel pressured, and if there's more people that feel like that, then there's disharmony. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's actually also back to Eva, that when you're writing an application, like how do you present the fact that you have value in an application? Like, I know this is something I'm overqualified on, but you don't phrase it like this. First, you don't own your skills, but also see this would help me on this and this and this. If it's an obvious mismatch in the between the dance partners, like I'll say the company and you as a candidate. So Marina has a question. Can we translate this to show what you got, but humble? Yes, and Marina. Yes, and.
Yeah, because I noticed a lot of Danes are very humble and they know what they're doing, but they're not bragging about it. So you should be careful with what words you're picking on interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a difficult balance between not like if you are rejected because you didn't say enough, and if you said too much, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Daniel, do you have other questions for now?
Not now, thank you. Not now.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have Covadonga and we have Virenda. Who wants to? Hey, you're ready. There you go. How
I
do
can
we
start
pronounce
then.
your name?
Virendra.
Virendra. Yes, nice to meet you.
Yeah, or you can call me Veera. That is also fine. Most of the Danes
Yeah.
call me Veera because they cannot pronounce full name, so that's fine. Yeah. I'm from India and I'm living here almost 2 years in Denmark in Hinnerup with a family. So I got a job and I moved here. Right now, my company went for a bankruptcy. So right now, I was so there is no job. Luckily, I was a part of EDA, so they have provided me 3 months notice, and I got a salary until May, end of May. So after May, maybe if I'm correct, I have to apply for a job seeker visa, which allow me for 6 more months to such a job. Basically, I'm from mechanical engineering. I work for Vestas and Siemens for wind turbine components. We design them and we deliver them. That's normally I do. I have two expertise, like I have a technical side and also in the project management side. So whenever a job posting comes from the technical side, like if they want a designer, of course I will apply for them. If they want a project manager role, I also apply for project manager role. So I want to balance both of them. So, but only the showstopper for me is even though all the qualifications met, they need a fluency of Danish. So that is where I'm getting stopped of most of my applications. And most of the application, I don't hear anything from them. So that's also a pain point because I'm applying for a job almost for 2 months and I haven't found any one of them.
Okay.
So, what is what will be the right approach or how to target the market? But if you see, I have a good network because many of my colleagues working in Vestas, I know them, and also in the Siemens, many of colleagues I know. But unfortunately, I'm not getting a right job at the moment.
So did you hear? So your colleagues, your Vestas and Siemens colleagues, do they speak Danish?
No, they don't. They hired from India, yes, of course. Yeah.
So how come is Danish a showstopper for you? If they
Yeah,
got their
that's
jobs and you didn't?
yeah, that's what I don't understand. That
The obvious question, okay, first of all, I don't think I've met many. I live in Vejle, Jutland side, so where both Siemens and Vestas have their offices, and I haven't met many that are fluent in Danish to get their jobs.
No.
So I think it's a wild criterion. But you live in Hellerup or Hinnerup, which is Aarhus or Copenhagen area?
Aarhus.
Aarhus area,
Hinnerup.
okay. Hinnerup, okay. Okay, so you are within a driving distance to any coffee meeting, to any manager, and I think that would be my take on that would be use your professional network and ask them to arrange and open doors for coffee meetings with their managers in the department that would make sense, even if there is no current opening. Because that doesn't, that then they will meet you in person, face to face, and every manager is busy, but they can do a favor to their employee if their employee is asking. Have you considered that? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I tried that actually, but unfortunately, right now there are no job openings at Siemens or Vestas.
Then
Right now,
it's
the wind industry is slow down at the moment,
okay.
and they are
Yeah,
restructuring in every company. I
yeah.
don't know when this will get settled. Then I think, of course, they will have a lot of hirings after that. But right
All
now,
right.
restructuring is going on everywhere.
Okay. So right now you are experiencing something that is very typical for the industry, which means there are industry fluctuations. And especially for wind industry. In your case, the focus, my advice would be look to another industry. What is up and what is in demand right now is military.
But of course, for the military, if you see term, I have to live in NATO countries for almost 7 years, which I lived in 2 years in Denmark, so I'm not qualified for it. So there are some conditions for non-EU especially, which is a very, very pain point for us at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you be a subcontractor to someone else?
Yeah, of course, yes, I can.
Yeah, so that could be another way of like working for a company that is subcontracting to.
Yeah, but still they need, you have to live in NATO countries for 7 years if you are working for a defense industry, no matter what,
Mm,
whether you are a subcontractor or whatever.
okay, I
I
hear you.
tried that as well.
And probably now you're talking to you for the last 2 months, and when the moment you got your resignation and the bankruptcy was called, you've been checking and fine-tuning any opportunity that was available, right? So so right now you're out there considering what kind of stone you didn't turn, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what were the feedback? What was the feedback you heard from other colleagues? There must be others that are in the same position as you. Are they doing?
Right now, actually, like my colleagues got placed in Terma because a lot of openings, they are from Denmark, they are Danish colleagues. So they already
Mm.
placed. So only I'm the one who is from non-EU. So that's what it is stopping me.
That's tough luck, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How about what other industries could make sense? What do your EDA consultants help you with? What kind of suggestions did they
Right
have?
now, I haven't approached the EDA at the moment. I'm trying myself. I have to call EDA maybe tomorrow. That's my second approach. I'm also
Well,
doing my project management courses as well simultaneously. So whatever the industry is looking for, I'm doing whatever I can do. But Danish
of
skills
course.
is the one which is stopping me a lot.
All
So if I
right.
know the Danish, of course I will get a job immediately. That's I was pretty sure, but it takes time for me to learn Danish. It's not easy. So I've been living here only 2 years.
Yeah. What's your Danish level now?
So I've completed two modules, like A1, I can say A2 maybe. So I stopped right now because I have to find a job and then I've learned Danish. Uh,
Okay. So how about considering to ask Ida if they can send you on intensive Danish, individual Danish course? Because if you can prove them that this is the only reason you're not getting a job,
yeah,
they should be willing to find a course for you that is individual, one-on-one, intense, and within few months your Danish will improve, and then the job opportunities are open for you.
yeah, of course. That's my plan. Tomorrow I'll call them Ida and then I will want to hear from them.
Yeah, but use the kind of phrasing I'm doing right now. Ask them to pay for the course because that is the only stop that is. So don't go the official Danish classes because it's too slow. What you
Yeah,
need is intense, full time, full speed, focus on nothing else. Just like when we had when you have for example medical practitioners that come from abroad, they have to speak Danish for them to even touch a patient or come close to a patient. So there are courses in Denmark for intense Danish for other industries. So I'm sure this would be possible. Just like an idea for you, right?
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking. Amel, anything else you would add to this?
I mean, it's a quite difficult situation to comment on because yeah, I know many people that have gone through that, and especially when you're non-EU, it's especially when you don't have like a permanent residency and so on. It's a fragmented area from coming here, working for 5 years, and then getting your permanent residency and so on. That that area in between is so fragmented, actually it doesn't even exist. It's just a hole. So it just goes like this, falls down, and it's hard to get up if there isn't a helicopter rescue. That's what I've experienced. And the best thing would be, as Mariola said, contact Ida and see what they can do because you have the right to use it so much you want, and they can't say no because you're paying for it. So you just have to be persistent. And you, I don't know how, maybe if there are some events, I would say, to go and actually talk with people from the industries, like relevant events from the project management industry or the wind energy sector. I would go there and not try to get a job, but just go in and see what the market is like, because maybe you find out that there's no chance, not even like for anybody, because it's restructuring because of everything what's going on in the world and how who knows how long it's going to be. So I would take your specifications and see, as Mariol also said, to apply it somewhere else in another industry that's close or relevant.
Yeah,
And you
thanks,
are
Aman.
doing it, yeah, right?
I'm also
Because you
applying
have,
for other industries as
Mm.
well. I'm also
yes.
applying for
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
but as I said, right, the Danish they need a fluency in Danish. Most of the job posts what I see.
yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm seeing JobNet, Job Index, LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So wherever
Yeah,
there is a job posting, I'm increasing my network. So I'm
Yeah,
finding
yeah,
one of the ways
absolutely.
through my own colleagues. So
yeah,
it's very, very unfortunate at the moment. So right now there
yeah,
are no much
Yeah.
openings as before.
yeah,
And it's never easy to be in a situation where the clock is basically ticking on you, right? And that's the
Yeah,
hardest part because there is pressure.
and especially
And
you're not alone, so that's the
yeah, and I know that right now there it may feel like, okay, maybe the worst thing that can happen is you have to come back home. And then from home, take the time, take some, like, it's not understanding that that is not the end of the world. It's not the end
yeah,
of
of
the
course.
road. It's an opportunity. We can always come back to Denmark again when another opportunity shows up because you have the skills that are required. So we having putting the pressure on yourself that you must land a job is also killing you because you are going to be so frustrated. Instead of sending
You're
good
creating the wrong
energy,
expectations.
exactly, you're going to send the wrong energy to the job interviewer, and no one wants to hire a desperate person.
Yeah.
That is exactly the balance you have to face. So please have a plan B for yourself, so that when you show up in the job interview context, you don't have that pressure on the person that you're meeting. And as hard as it may sound, it's not the end of the world. You came once, you can come again. You have the opportunity to do it,
And you have
right?
more experience than when you came first.
Yeah, the problem is again, whatever I have worked here for 2.5 years, that clock will get reset again, and I have to
I
start again
understand.
Yeah.
from one, and
Yeah,
then I have to complete 4 years to get a permanent residence. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
so that is what,
No one ever expected that the bankruptcy will be in the cards for anyone.
Yeah.
How about you have a wife and family, right?
yeah. My wife is working in selling group, but like a warehouse working,
Okay, so you
so
cannot
not like a
ask for
software.
her accompanying partner visa for
No,
so you could
no,
swap,
no, no,
because I was like,
not
oh,
possible.
maybe that could be an
No,
option. No,
no, not possible.
no, I see. So have that. Have you considered Esbjerg?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, because the Siemens is over there, so I've been over
There,
SPR and
yeah,
brand
Total
all over.
Energies, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course. Yeah, I'm sure. And sometimes it's about timing, and the most important part, that you keep yourself sane and not stress,
no,
because whatever happens, it will happen.
yeah,
Yes, and that is the case, right? And sometimes when we are in a situation like, it's like almost getting a divorce, no one wants it. Everyone wants to make sure it's not going to happen, but sometimes it's the best solution.
Mm.
yeah.
So having, and then taking it, and having that as a plan, as an option, and at the same time keeping yourself that you can still sleep. Life will happen. There is a plan B, and then there is different level of pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah, I
thank you
And
would
so
say,
much.
wishing you absolutely all the best.
yeah, just
Thank you.
don't lean on expectation, lean on hope. Because if you expect something, you can never reach it. So it becomes a negative thing, and then it just kills you.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. So take it day
Thank you
by
so
day,
much.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope
Thank
this
you,
adds
guys.
value to you.
Yeah, a lot.
Which part is most resonating with you of what we said?
Yeah, like contacting Ida and try to attack the Danish learn the Danish language. That's important because I'm trying to stay in Denmark. I have also plan B and plan C. Plan D I have already, because I'm a project manager. I have to have a plans, so already have a lot of plans. But I'm trying for plan A to stay in Denmark. That's my first option. If not, plan B is my wife will start the master's, and then once she starts a master, then I will be accompanying family member. Then I can stay in
Yes.
Denmark. That's plan B. Plan C is go back to India and work again for Vestas and come back again through Vestas again. So a lot of plans, but yeah,
Mm,
I'm motivated. I'm not stressed, but I want to stick to plan A, so that is making me a bit stressed.
Of course.
of
So
course.
yeah, so yeah, thank you so
I'm
much,
I'm
guys.
going to give you a big round of applause, because I see you, I hear you. It's such a big challenge to be in your shoes right now, and I really cheer for you and wish you all the best. But I hope next time we see each other, så kan vi snakke dansk.
Yeah, lidt dansk.
Lidt dansk. Sådan. Held
Ja,
og lykke. Thank you so
vi
much.
ses.
Vi
Vi
ses.
ses.
Okay. Anyone else has questions?
Yes, I have a question because I've heard you that you mentioned that you can ask your union for intensive Danish individual course. So it is an option for a union to help you in this case. It's the first time when I've heard such an idea, and it's amazing for me because until now I try to do my best on my own, but I never heard that this could be an option to learn Danish.
I have heard of the unions that, well, if you're unemployed, the union's job, not the unemployment insurance funds, not the
Okay.
union, A-Kasse, you got me, right? It's the two different institutions. Their job is to get you back to the work, to the labor market. And if you have, because of your individual plan, you're doing everything you can, you see that there is a opportunity that the reasons why you're getting rejections is because you don't have enough Danish. You can bring this back to your consultant in A-Kasse and say, this is what they're saying. And if you went even further and considered looking for intense courses and getting an offer, a quote on it, when you go to the next meeting with your A-Kasse, say, would you be willing to send me on this course, pay for it, and I will do my best to be able to speak and learn Danish. They have a legitimate reason to spend that money, right? So I've seen people being sent on education courses and stuff so that they could fit into the requirements of the labor market. So why sending you for intense Danish class would not be the case? Many years ago, 2007, I think, 7 or 8, I was actually I don't remember how it happened, but there was a private language school that reached out to me so I could teach a Polish lady Danish one-on-one. There was a number of sessions we had. So it was the unemployment insurance fund that paid for it. So they got the offer through a private language school company that was offering it. So if that was possible back then, why wouldn't it be possible today? Especially if you have legitimate reason to explain to your consultant that these are the reasons, like this is the rejection I got. It's in writing. Now this is the course. Can you see that with this I will get this and that? Again, your sales strategy has to be prepared for the meeting with the unemployment insurance representative. But I don't understand why they wouldn't say yes to it.
I got it. It makes sense.
So there are many different courses that the A-Kasse or even Job Center is sending people to upskill themselves, and I've seen it multiple times that the Danish language is an option, especially if you lost your right because you've been here more than 5 years. If you haven't, please, to everyone, use your free right to learn Danish. Because then you have that opportunity, and I promise you, time flies like crazy. 5 years disappears like that, and then you look around, and now you're ready to speak Danish and learn Danish, but you are not allowed to do this for free anymore because the time is up. So that's my advice here. Any other?
I can share that I am currently enrolled in these courses in Pro Center for Danish, and it is really important because I faced a lot of closed doors. I did look up for educations. The one in English were for nursing or cleaning or so on. And I'm a really artistic person. Like every job is valuable. But when it's not for me, I just did hit into the wall. So yeah, Danish is important part in Aalborg to find a job. And I wanted to ask you, do you think it's valuable to also have Danish education, like higher education in university, because I've been to some meetings in international house here for finding a job, and few people said it is important and they will look at you better if you also have some sort of Danish education. So is it important? Because I would love to go and study more, or showing skills is enough?
Well, I think it's a delicate question because you can't go like in order to show your skills, they have to let you through. And for example, when I studied, all of my classmates were international because I was studying an international degree. And all of them came here because they knew it wouldn't, let's say they came from Spain or Portugal or Bulgaria. They said that they found out that it's better to have a degree from Denmark in Europe to show that you have a degree from Denmark in Europe and in Denmark rather than from their own home country. That's why they study here because they have a better future, or they can expect more with a Danish degree. And that's, yeah, many also they come also to study one semester and then they just switch their whole education to study in Denmark when they find out that it's better in Denmark. So it's somewhat true. I would say, well, it depends on the case, but usually it's true that people come here to study and find an education that's has a higher prestige in around the world. That's, yeah.
I would add to it saying that if you plan to live and stay in Denmark, it's always beneficial to study something in Danish because, or having an understanding of the both the knowledge you're getting, but also an insight in how Danish mentality is, how the educational system is set up. All of that is a huge advantage for you. But also being newly graduated, going in for graduate programs or taking sort of roles that are intern entry levels, where maybe you could also become that can be combined to part education and part work. There are many different options, especially being in interior and product design. That could be for example, for companies that sell furniture, sell like this. There is huge design industry in Denmark. For that's what Denmark is known for. So approaching that from that perspective and seeing what else you can learn, so you could enter that industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
You can just...
I understand this part. I really did enroll into Danish. I love how the language sounds, but I was also thinking to do education as well at some point. But if I want to look for these opportunities with internship, like, do you have any advice on where I can look for that? Because I don't really know how to look exactly for this.
There was a platform, Graduate Land. I'm not sure if it still
Yeah,
exists.
it does.
It does, right?
But I don't know how updated it is because
It's
that's
been
the
a while
thing.
since you've been there
Yeah,
last time, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So please look for if you Google or ask AI for graduate positions, or there is something called Graduate Land, or education in Denmark and what to do next. So this will be you'll be guided into the channel of both Danes and internationals that are studying in Denmark and being in a similar situation to what they offer you there. And I know that International has a house has both career and partner support. Have you been in touch with them?
Yeah, I still keep in touch with them. I did go on a few meetings, but yeah, it's hard because there wasn't anything much in my field. But I'm doing my best, and I always hope for the best. So I never
Beautiful.
stop looking.
No. I would give a advice if you want to study again, it could be good to maybe do a master's again if you can do it, because that's the easiest way to get a job as a graduate is actually in a student job position when you're studying, especially as a master's student. Because I know maybe 75% of the people that got a student job while they were studying, they kept the job and they're still working there today when they graduated. So in Denmark for graduates, it's usually if you want to get a job without having to risk being looking for jobs for like a year and a half, 2 years after graduating, they spend all of their time. If they're not studying, they're looking for jobs.
Yeah.
So that's the best way. And usually it's the highest companies that are hiring. It's not small companies usually. It's well-established companies that actually have plans for you, not just in the short run, but also in the long run.
I
Yeah,
would like to add another detail that being from Bulgaria means that you get to do the education for free, which is also a huge advantage for an EU resident.
Yeah. And if you want SU, you have to work 10 to 12 hours a week to get SU.
yeah. That's very smart. I will look it up. I did look few educations. They did require Danish, but I
You
think
have
maybe
international ones.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. I have one master's, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem to have another one in
No,
something.
not at all.
Because I really love to study. So thank you so much. It's
No
a great
problem.
help for me to hear this stuff because I got totally lost.
No, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
no problem. That's why
Really,
you're here.
thank you very much.
That's why we are here. So happy. Now we see that we have a Covadonga that has some question. Would you like to?
Yeah.
Yeah, Covadonga, way. Can you join us for a video?
Yeah,
there
because
you
I
are.
don't know why they
Hello.
have this up here. I don't know why. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for hosting this workshop tonight and for in your time. So in my case, probably also Marina said my profile is really specific and super good. I said here's I'm a language teacher. Also, now I'm working but remotely with some different schools, and I provide linguistic solutions for companies, etc. At the same time, I'm a specialist in languages and business, and all that kind of. I have experience with volunteering projects, integration, etc. But maybe not as much on that part, for example, to being office, etc. At the same time, all my experience is international. I've been living here in Denmark for 8 months. Only, so the situation is that maybe in my case, the positions that I will need to look for, they don't exist. I know that studying languages is not in other countries. To get the educational system, so the public one is not possible, first of all, because of the level, and after, because I know here they teach 2 or 3 subjects, something that we don't do in other countries. So, yeah, reason that so my degrees they come from Spain or Portugal at the same time. But after I thought that maybe in an office or international environment, etc. Now I'm taking with Marina a model 2. At some point it's okay, but at the same time I feel that it's hard. So it's really hard. I'm struggling a lot, something that Marina knows as well, because I teach remotely, but it's like okay, I don't have my school, so at least like I work for others. I still have the company with handling in Portugal, because supposedly this should be temporary. So I don't really know what to do because I'm trying as well to set an idea, but I don't know if here it can work to offer linguistic solutions or whatever. Maybe because I see that, so I came here and all what I knew before or what I had been expecting during my master's, my post-graduation courses, etc., it's down. So no,
the professors, and even in private schools, especially not wearing Aalborg, I think it's more difficult because maybe one teacher it's already enough. So on the other hand, when I see that maybe I don't have as much experience about project management, I know something about the little internships from Job Center, but I don't actually know if I can apply it or how what to do in this case. My case is very, very specific, so I also actually know that, but before I couldn't imagine that it could be like this, to be fair.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you have skill set and no demand
Yeah,
for your
exactly.
skills. This is the reality that you're hitting. So there are either there are two ways of looking at it. Expand the demand. And how do you, for example, how do you expand the demand? So if market is in your current market and availability is in Aalborg, then go online and expand the market for yourself. So that what I'm saying is to become self-employed, start your own business and offer what you're saying, what you're already doing in Denmark. That's one of the options, right? So if the demand is not there, so expand it. Go about and above the city of Aalborg. And how do you do it today? You can do it in digital ways, right? So that's one of the suggestions I would go ahead with. Second is, of course, to say what else you have to offer that there is in demand. And to come back to the job center, yes, you are totally eligible to apply for an internship if you find a company in Aalborg or anywhere in Denmark that wants to get to take you in for 4 weeks unpaid internship. You're free to do it, and you can do it as many times as you want, but for 4 weeks per company, per CVR number. So yes, you are entitled to that as well. And if you agree with the company, that's the hardest part, to find a company to make it happen. And that's also something for Verda, that maybe 4 weeks internship could be a bridge for you with different industry. Of course, you have to have the details there. So that is a stepping stone. And you can take as many internships in as many companies as you want and have the opportunity that there is a need. Of course, the job center's responsibility here is when they offer you, if the company offers you the internship, then they will ask the company, is there a job opportunity afterwards or not? And then you need to answer the question even before you enter the collaboration in having the internship. Is it in order to get a job, or is it in order to expand your understanding on the demand and supply, or is it to see if that would be a new industry you never tried before that you would love to try because there is no demand for your industry? So not only to go in the direction where you get some experience with what you have, but also if you have interest, enter like 180 degrees and go in that different direction. That's also an opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much for the advice and explanation about the job center.
You're welcome. So thank you so much for joining. We are heading the time, you see, when time flies. When you have good questions and real stories and real needs. So any other comments, questions, suggestions? Would you like us to do it again? Would you recommend this to someone else to join if you had an idea? We have a very closed group here today, which means that everyone got their question answered, which is very accommodating, very nice for you to have taken the time and listen to the other stories. Did you get value from hearing each other's stories? You can give a thumbs up, reaction. Did you learn anything new from other people? Okay. So how is the format? Did you enjoy the format of open question and answer and without having a specific topic?
Yes, I think it was very wonderful because it's also a way to see that not only, for example, me is stuck in a situation, but other people are also. And it's really nice way to also receive support. So really thank you so much for what you're doing in the meeting again.
It's important to interact with each other and to hear other story, because sometimes you feel lost and you feel alone. But when you hear others, you feel much better, because you can see that you are not alone with the same problem.
Exactly. And never underestimate the power of a good team and the spirit and the inspiration that can come from a person you would never expect this to come from, right? That's the beauty. And yeah, Amel?
I just want to thank everybody for joining. I'm really glad that this session is good because we've been talking about mixing in between having presenting something and just having Q&As. And I feel with Q&As, the smaller the number is, the more intense it is, and the more you actually get out of it, I would mean. It's not that it's not bad if there's 30 people, but there's more to learn when there's few people, I would say, because we talk about our problems more than just 2 minutes. So thank you.
Anyone else? You can unmute yourself, comment, say hi, connect with each other on LinkedIn, and we can also take a group picture. And then we're going to share that on LinkedIn if we have your permission, of course. Eva, oh no, my hair. You okay with taking a group picture?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Amanda is out here also, yay. Okay, so I'm gonna count on 3, 2, 1, so making sure that everyone has eyes open on 3, and then I take a screenshot. Hey, he's ready there. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good, very good, very good. I took a picture. Thank you so much. I need to remember to share that with Amel so I don't forget it. Okay, so should we do it again?
Yes.
Do you want us to come to your city and have an event where you meet us in person and invite us, and then we can actually have a real interaction and gather a bigger group and have a similar setup? Then you can feel free to reach out to your municipality or a citizen service or newcomer service or whoever that is. We would love to come to Aalborg, Silkeborg, remember, to Silkeborg or to Aarhus if you want. We would love to come over and spend an hour Q&A. I'm currently working on my first book. That's called Companion to Working, Living and Feeling at Home in Denmark. It should be ready and printed by the summer. So that is like a whole Bible with this is do-it-yourself sort of thing. So we will definitely be talking more about it if you want to hear more. Keep in touch with us. And I'm so happy that it was adding value to you guys. Thank you for taking your time and spending Monday evening with us.
Thank you.
The recording, Amel, the recording will
Yeah.
be available, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot
You're
we were
recording.
Yeah, I know, I forgot. I'm talking, you know. Okay, thank you so much. Have a
Thank you
great
so much.
evening. All the best for you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Tack för dig.
Tack för